Just because the Canucks are out doesn't mean we don't have playoff hockey, baby, as I could barely wave this towel. Woo! Alright, welcome back to another video, guys. Today, we're talking about the Abbotsford Canucks and how they are doing. I'm tossing the towel because it's time to talk. The Abby Canucks, they made the playoffs. They're in. The AHL playoffs are a little more expanded. I think especially their division. I kind of took a look, and it looks like a lot more teams making it on their side in their division. But nonetheless, they faced off against the Tucson Roadrunners in round one, and we're going to talk about how that went because, honestly, I'd rather talk about that than the NHL playoffs. Even though the NHL playoffs are amazing, I want to keep it as close to Vancouver as I can, and this is how I can. So game one, I did not end up watching. It's like Flow Hockey, I think, is how you watch it. I'm not sure, and I don't know how to set that up, nor if I have to pay for it. I don't want to. So I wasn't able to watch it, but I did listen to like the last bit of the third for the first game on the radio, and it was intense, and I wish I was at the game. It was really fun, like, to listen. Like, the announcer that does the announcing for the radio is so good. He does it for the video stuff too, just so good. And then they had one of the guys from the Canucks. Well, in between periods, he would talk between periods with the Vancouver Canucks, doing color. So, yeah, let's break down the first game here. Tristan Nielsen would open the scoring from Jet Wu and Gillum Breezeball. I feel like I should have watched the highlights, but the Abbotsford Canucks would start off very good with a goal there. Tristan Nielsen, that you're gonna hear that name again. And then H. Drew, I don't know his first name, but assisted by here we go, Onyebuchi and Barron. They would tie the game, but then Abbotsford would take over here with Sammy Blais. You're going to hear that name a lot as well. Getting a goal assisted by Di Giuseppe, Arshdeep Baines, and then Linus Karlsson getting one from Baines and Kurdratsev. Then Sammy Blais getting another one assisted by Max Sasson and Asiratu. Sasson and Ratu coming down from Vancouver, Kurdratsev as well. Some guys coming down from Vancouver and helping out the team. Then Barron would get one from Hebig. Oh, and they would tighten the game. And then Duda would get one from Russo and Barron. And this is where it would get intense. Like, I think this is where I started tuning in. It was intense. They were pushing. They were trying to tie the game. And Shulovs were just stopping. I don't know how to. I was hearing it on the radio. I was just like, hype, let's go. They would get it out. And then Zuber would get a penalty shot with 30 seconds to go. He would go in, make a move, and Shulovs would save him. I think he bobbled it a little bit, but Shulovs would make the save, and they would hold on to win 4-3 in game one. It was intense. It sounded awesome. If you were there, if you're watching this video and you were at that game, let me know what the environment was, because I did go to game 3. But I feel like the game 1 environment was definitely way better. The Abbotsford Canucks would end up the totals throughout the Abbotsford Canucks would end up winning the game. The totals throughout 1-1 in the first, 3-1 in the second, and then Tucson would get 1 in the third, giving a total of 4-3 for Abbotsford. Tucson went 0-for-3 on the power play. Abbotsford went 2-for-6. The shots were 8-7 for Tucson, 10-7 for Abbotsford, and 9-6 for Tucson, with a total of 24-23 for Tucson, meaning Shilov stopped 21 of 24, and then Velada stopped 19 of 23. Your 3 stars for the game 1 was Sammy Blais, Arshdeep Baines, and Barron. Blais with 2 goals, Baines with 2 assists, Barron with a goal and 2 assists. Abby takes game 1, and they're not off anywhere. They're still at the Abbotsford Center for game 2. Alright. Sorry if the angle's a little different. I have to reset my phone every time I switch a game for this one. But this would be the game where Tucson would absolutely take over. They would switch from Velada, not sure how to say it, to Stauber. And that was a good change because McCartney from Connaughton and Agazino would open the scoring, and then Agazino from McCartney and Duda to get 2. I forget this. Just the first one in the first, this one in the second, and then Calder Yamamoto would add one as well. Which when we went to Game 3, I was like, wait, yeah, Yamamoto. And then I saw him on the ice. I'm like, okay, yeah, Yamamoto was on Utah. I remembered it, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Added nothing to that, but then Linus Karlsson in the third period would get 1 to bring Abbotsford within 2. They would pull the goaltender, and McCartney would pick up an empty netter, and yeah, it would be a 4-1 win for Tucson. 1 goal for Tucson in the first, 2 goals for them in the second, none for Abby in those 2 periods, and then a 1-1 tie in the third, giving a total of 4-1 for Tucson. Each team did not score on the power play. Tucson was 0 for 3, Abbotsford was 0 for 5. The shots, though, Abbotsford dominated on the shot total, with 17 in the first period to Tucson's 10, 14 in the second period to Tucson's 10, and then Tucson would outshoot them 12-8 in the third for a total of 39-32. Shilovs would stop 28 of 31. Good game, but Stauber would do better, stopping 38 of 39. What a game for him. He would get the first star. McCartney would get the second star with 2 goals and an assist. Linus Karlsson would get the third star with 1 goal, 0 assists. I feel like Agazino could have got it. Agozino. He got a goal and an assist. You could give it to Yamamoto over. But Karlsson would get it. And yeah, Tucson would absolutely take over in this game. Abbotsford probably played the better game. It's just that Stauber was just so good in net that maybe you would think no matter how good Abbotsford would play in the next game, it would still be the same thing. And alright, let's get into Game 3. And in Game 3, it would be a goalie takeover of the opposite effect. The same goaltenders were in, Stauber and Seelobs. And in the first period, it was intense. It was awesome. I was at the game. It was an amazing game to go to, definitely. This is the first playoff hockey that I've been to since 2010. So, yeah, I don't think I've gone to any Abbotsford playoff hockey before. But Tristan Nielsen would open up scoring in the first period. Max Lasson would get a turnover, come all the way back. He'd send it to Baines. He'd go to the net. Baines would find Nielsen. I thought he was going to give it to Sass on the short side, but he shot it home, and the crowd went crazy. There was a little part in the first period, I'm pretty sure, too, where there was like a close chance. Jujar Kara almost scored to open it, but the ref blew the whistle prematurely. I think the goaltender had it, so he was in his right to blow the whistle. But I do think that could have been a little more lenient, but that's an Abbotsford fan talking about that. So, but there was a play where Blais had a close chance at the net. There was a hit right before that. Blais was throwing the body. I don't know. They don't have hits on here. No, they don't have hits as a stat on here. But Sammy Blais definitely led the game in hits. He was going off. But in the second period, Chase Waters would get one from Ty Mueller and Victor Mancini. Victor Mancini, by the way, was probably the best defenseman on the ice for Abbotsford. He was just amazing. He's skating for a big guy is so good. He's so elusive. He skated in, like, just as a big guy, watching him, I'm like, I'm not a big guy. Like looking at him being like, okay, he's a big guy. You're like, okay, he's going to be a little more stiff. He's going to make the quick plays, pick it up, boom, pick it up, boom. He'd go in, make a move. He was looking like Quinn Hughes, like a big version of Quinn Hughes. Like, he was just playing very well, and yeah, I just have to shout that out. Max Sasson would get his from Waters and Baines, and then Sammy Blais would pick one up in the third period from Linus Karlsson and Tristan Nielsen. The Waters and Sasson ones I didn't really see them. We were on the shooting end for Abbotsford, so the Tucson side for the goaltender. So we were very far away. Couldn't really see it. But I did see the DiGiuseppe goal as he would put it in, assisted by Nate Smith. And the Abbotsford Canucks would take a commanding 5-0 win to win the series, and now they will face Coachella Valley in the second round. The totals 1-0 Abbotsford through the first period. Abby would get 2, Tucson would get 0. Abby would get 2, Tucson would get 0, giving it a total of 5-0. Abbotsford would be 2 for 5 on the power play, Tucson 0 for 5. And then Abbotsford would outshoot Tucson 20-5 in the first period. It was that, like, Tucson started good, and then Abby took over 13-9 in the second period, and it was a little closer in the third. 6-7, Abbotsford was definitely playing defense. The shots totals were 39-21 for Abbotsford. Stauber would stop 34 of 38, a great game, but Archer Seelovs would get the shutout, 21 of 21, and Waters would get the first star, a goal and assist. Sasson would get the second star, a goal and assist. Shelovs would get the third star. I think you could flip Shelovs to first. I know it was only 21 saves, but he got the shutout. In a series-clinching game, the goaltender showed up. The team also showed up as well. It was awesome. I definitely recommend it if you are in the area or even from Vancouver. If you want to go watch some playoff hockey, definitely hit up game, I think it will be game 3. I'm not too sure, but on May 7th, go to the Abbotsford Center. Watch that game. I might be there. The 8th, the 9th, if the series goes the way. Coachella is very good. So we'll definitely see how it is next week. I don't think the series will be over next week, but maybe the week after I will make a video on it. But that will be it for this one. I'm so excited for the next series. I'm so excited for the upcoming games of the NHL playoffs. Like, I do want to talk about the NHL playoffs, but I gotta talk about the Abbotsford Canucks, because if you're a Vancouver Canucks fan, you've got to be following them. It is awesome to see. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check these 2 videos up here if you enjoyed. This video is from Friday. This video is from Wednesday. Subscribe right down there. Make sure to check out the Abbey Canucks if you can. It is definitely worth it. I went to game 3. It was awesome. If they do have that environment, like an elimination game, close game again, series clinching game, definitely go see it.